Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Blah, 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 blah.
Want to try that one again?
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Stuff I Heard podcast. I am your host, Joshua Peak, and this is Stuff I Heard, and I am herding the stuff.
Mm,
I'm like a stuff herder.
You can't say the stuff.
It's like a nerf herder in like Star Wars when she calls him a scruffy headed nerf herder. I didn't know what a nerf herder was, but I thought it's got to be something in Star Wars. Of course, I did watch it when I was a child, and I was like, "What's a nerf?" And then I got a nerf football, and that's not the same thing. Anyway,
Moving right along.
I am the stuff herder. I herd the stuff. There's stuff everywhere, man. And you just got to take in the stuff and give the stuff out. And that's how you share the stuff. And then people are full of stuff. And then stuff is stuffing. Doc McStuffins. I should have a doctor on and call him Doc McStuffins.
Okay.
Anyway, so this past week we are cruising right into August. We kind of left July in the rear view mirror.
In the heat.
Um,
We left it in the heat.
in the heat. We barely escaped July. I mean, that's how hot it was. It felt like we escaped. Like it was like this is the summer that you're gonna regret, and this is the heat you're gonna like come through the other side and be like, oh, thank goodness, some leaves are falling. Which actually leaves are starting to fall. I don't know if you've noticed. I've been getting ready to go to work, and I glance over, and there's a whole bunch of like dead leaves in the ground on the yard, and I'm like, oh, yeah, fall is just around the corner. Thank you, fall.
I don't know. It's been we went from one extreme to the other temperature wise.
Yeah, yeah, because we went from close to
One
100 and heat
one
indexes of 116 to
80s.
yesterday
Yesterday
it
was in
was
the 70s, right?
yeah. I was like, whoa, what
Which
a
this is
drastic swing.
Sunday, and I think the high right now I just looked is like 80.
Yeah. So yay, cooler temperatures.
Um,
Please give us more of that.
I don't know what's caused that. The storms that came through because we did have a some unbelievable storms
Yeah.
Thursday evening and Saturday, Friday,
Some
Friday.
pretty impressive lightning along with it.
Yeah, that
Um,
I love a good storm as
yeah,
much as the next person. Number one, we needed the rain.
right.
I just can't. I don't. I It's rough when you get all of the rain that you need, all the waterfall that you need in an hour.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it becomes a little too much water at a certain point,
yeah,
especially if you're out driving in it.
yes.
Yeah. Well,
But
so
that lightning Thursday evening was terrible.
we've had a few evenings like that where the lightning was just popping right around us. And I mean, I think we were here at the house where we saw it flashing on different sides of the house, and I was like, goodness, this is
Yeah,
all
that was
around us.
Thursday. That actually Thursdays when I came home from work and the power
And we
was
had no
out.
power. Yeah.
It didn't stay. I don't know how long it was out before I got here. It didn't stay out
About 30
long,
minutes because the clock on the stove was blinking.
but yeah, that lightning kind of worries me because it seems like every time we have that kind of lightning, we lose something.
Yeah.
Whether it's an appliance,
Television,
yeah,
an
or
AC.
an ace, the compressor on the air
Mm-hmm.
conditioned heat pump. Yeah, it scares me.
Yeah.
Not for It just scares me because I'm scared it's going to cost us money.
Well, yeah, but also like there's that weird moment where I'm oddly comfortable in those kinds of storms because I don't know why. I guess partially because all my life I was told that I was born on a day when it stormed like that, like just horrendously. And
I don't mind. I love a
I
good
don't know.
storm, but
I'm
like I say,
always weirdly calm in a storm.
the older I get, the it seems like the more it costs us
Yeah.
dollar wise when those storms hit.
But think about the fact that we were smart and we built a house out of brick. We were like the third little pig.
Okay.
I think I actually used that reference whenever we were talking about building a house, and I was like, I want a brick house, and you're like, why? And I was like, because the third little pig built a house, and the wolf couldn't blow it down. And you're like, okay, I was being serious. Like, I grew up in a mobile home. Well, you did too.
Well, I was thinking
And there's
more of
that
the
fear of,
along the lines of the fact that it doesn't need painting. I was looking at it maintenance wise. I wanted a brick home.
I was worried about the big bad wolf blowing it
I
down.
wasn't. Yeah, that scenario never even crossed my mind. Goes to show you the difference in the two of us.
Well, we also we also live in an area where hurricanes are very prevalent, and
Still, I did not think of the fact that a brick home would be stronger against the wind. I thought of the fact that a brick house needs less maintenance on the outside. Less, you don't have to paint it. Now, granted, you got to paint eaves and things like that, but you don't have to paint the whole house. That was
oh
my thought.
yeah, I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah, as like I said, just goes to show you the difference in our way of thinking.
Yeah, but see,
But
the storm came along, and I'm like, well, I know that the wind's not going to blow the house down, so
We were actually indoors Thursday evening when the storms came through, which
Yeah,
everybody should be indoors. But Friday, it stormed pretty much all day during the day. And then we had the opportunity, we had been
a
invited,
window of opportunity.
because it let up a little bit on Friday evening, and we had been invited to see the Florence Flamingos play here in Florence. It was the last game of the season. We got invited by
For
some
those who don't
friends.
know, the Florence Flamingos is a local baseball team
Yes.
made up of college kids playing during the summer league.
And we've been to a few games, but this was the first time that we had the opportunity to go to VIP seating.
Oh
We had
yeah,
VIP parking.
yeah.
The cool thing was the tickets were offered to us by friends, and we went, and it was fantastic. Number one, I think that one of the things that made it so great was the fact that the temperature had dropped some
Yeah.
because of the storms
Yeah.
that had come through earlier in the day. But being able to, we were right behind home plate. We were in really nice, cushy seats,
Mm-hmm.
covered. Food was included in that price. And like I say, it was for us, it was free because somebody offered us the tickets. But I don't think I will be able to watch a game any other way.
Oh, have you tasted the good life now?
Yes, that
Is
was
that
fu-
is
that
that
was a lot of
is
fun.
that how Miss Goldilocks becomes
Yes,
Goldilocks?
that's
You get a little taste and you're like, I can't go back. Listen, you ruined me that way with, these special cruises that we go on or special places we stay when we go on vacation. I'm like, I can't go back. What are you
I
talking
know.
about? This is too nice to give up.
Got to keep working so I can have the nice seats.
See, that's the real struggle. See, there's a lot of folks out there that are like, I wish I could take a vacation. And then you take a vacation, you're like, that was nice. I'd like to stay in over there. Can I stay over there next time? And then you stay over there and you're like, I can't go back to where I was.
No,
This is nice. I gotta stay in this. You get used to a certain comfort level and you're like, I like this.
yeah, but where we were at, it's like a beer garden. It's not, well, it was
Kind of.
sponsored by somebody. It has
Yeah.
to have.
The local Chevrolet dealership.
Okay, gotcha. Like I say, it was super
Shout out
nice.
to Five Star Chevrolet here
We
in Florence.
had fantastic. We had our own. There were servers that actually
Yep.
brought you drinks. We were sitting at a table with nice seats with cushions.
You could see
We could, yes,
at being under 5 foot,
yeah,
you could easily see the
yes.
game.
Nobody stood up in front of me
Yeah.
because everybody had nice seats to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
But I also noticed that even if it had been 100 degrees, you could tell that the people that go there regularly, you could bring a fan and put it
Mm-hmm.
on your table.
They also had those ceiling fans,
Yes, I
and
mean it
they only had two of them turned on, but I'm guessing when it's hotter they turn them all on.
was super nice.
Yeah.
But now the game, and the game was way more entertaining and interesting than the one we went to earlier in the
Yeah.
season. It being the last game of the season, they were having fireworks. The rain did stop. The guys played in the rain actually for a good
I
while.
want to say they finished at least 3 innings.
I thought they finished a little more than that. But anyway, it did start to lightning, and they called the game, or actually just delayed the game, and it just never let up.
Yeah, they were looking at the Doppler and then kind of saw that it was going to get worse, and they were like, "All right, folks, we're gonna pause for a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and shoot out the fireworks."
And they were fantastic.
And they were great.
Yes,
Yeah.
even though it was still raining somewhat at that time, it the fireworks were still great.
Mm-hmm.
They do a really good job on that.
Oh yeah, I'm always impressed that they bring out the Ryder rental van
So
to shoot off the fireworks.
now I've got to look online and see how much the VIP seats are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We have to be in the in crowd.
Yes. All
Well,
the day on peer pressure from your friends.
and we're making new friends, so that's part of it as well.
Yes, we had a blast. There were six
Yeah.
of us at the table, and we all had a really good time.
Yep.
Especially, and that was Friday evening after I guess everybody had had a really beast of a week. It being for us, it was the last week of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Even Friday was included in our totals for the month of July.
Yeah.
So Friday for me was just as busy.
I ended up on a truck on Monday running a route. That was super awesome.
It was just super busy this past week. Didn't you had to work Saturday?
Yeah, and I worked Saturday. I worked 6 days this week. That was yay.
But your work Saturday yesterday was a little bit different.
It was a lot less work and a little more play. Yeah, we had a special celebration truck driver rodeo here at our facility. And
how many years have y'all been doing that?
I don't know. Since I started there, they were doing
okay.
it. They were doing it before I started.
And what is a truck rodeo?
So they do a competition of a skills test, and I don't know if they've always done it, but they have smaller trailers and bigger trailers, a 28-foot class and a 48-foot class, and then they do a skills competition on their maneuverability, their knowledge, and all the other stuff. And they're also timed, and of course, they get points off if they hit things and if they don't stop where they're supposed to, that
You
sort of
mean
thing.
like backing up to a dock
That's
or?
part of it. They have an obstacle course. They have a thing they have to slalom through. There's all kinds of little things they do, but it's also like on a national scale. So the winner of our group, shout out to Jody Singleton, gets to go to nationals in Florida. It's always held in Florida. I don't know why, but good excuse to have a fully paid vacation for you and your family to go down to Florida, near Orlando, and then you get to compete in the competition while your family can do whatever.
So it's kind of like the Olympics for truck drivers.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And we've had drivers in the past that have won it. We had a guy named Brian Erb that won it several times when he went down. Uh, and the prize was really big back then. Now, this is stuff I heard, so I don't know if this is true, but rumor has it that they gave him a truck because he won this national competition.
They,
And
who's they?
the people who put on this truck
Oh,
driver
okay. He
rodeo, they
won. That's what that was like the grand
yep.
prize. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now, at our facility, we have Volvo trucks, and so they were like, "All right, we're going to give you a Volvo truck," but he had a Peterbilt that was, I guess, years ago. They had two Peterbilts that carried shuttles, and he's like, "I don't want that. You give that to somebody else. I'm gonna drive my other." And he drove his Peterbilt, and
Oh, okay.
he
I
just
thought
gave the
when you
truck to the
said he
company.
won a truck that it was a, I was thinking pickup truck, but
Nope,
no,
no, a semi.
a tractor trailer. Wait,
Yeah,
okay.
a semi truck. So I don't know if they still do that. I don't know what the prize is. If anybody knows, let me know. I guess I could Google it, but that'd be stuff I know instead of stuff I heard. So you could do it like that. You tell
Okay.
me, and then I'll pass it along to the masses.
Well, I did not. I actually went out to your truck rodeo yesterday. I did not see any of the truck rodeo portion of it. To me, it looked more like a kind of like a family day
Yep.
because
Yeah,
I
they had
saw
lots of.
a lot of people there with their kids.
They set up most of it for the family. Out
Is
front.
that to keep the family busy while the drivers are
Yeah,
competing?
but it's
Okay.
also a way for them to celebrate and be part of it, so that when they do the awards later and their husband, wife, whatever wins the award, then they hey, you won, yay! Like it's a big celebration. But also, like if you just have the people come, they're less likely to come if it's just hey, come here on Saturday and compete in this thing. You want to kind of celebrate them and celebrate what they do and kind of talk about it a little bit. And
Well, I mean, they
we've
had
had
games, they had competition set up for the kids,
they
right?
have competitions for the kids and things that they could win, and they had different prizes for bingo and that sort of
I did
thing.
play
And
bingo yesterday. That's the first time I've
yeah,
played bingo in years.
yeah, if you'd have gotten earlier, you could have got some good
They
prizes.
were giving away some. They were giving away a lot of
They had a
prizes.
lot of prizes to give away, and yeah, next year you need to come a little earlier so you can get us some prizes.
It was
You and
fun.
Emily can hook up. Y'all could be a team.
It was fun.
Be on team long.
They had food. Of course, you're a food distributor,
Mm-hmm.
so there was food to eat. There was a ice cream truck.
Yeah,
Food.
Freckles and Giggles. I think they're a local ice cream thing that's in a food truck kind of situation. The guy that was in it told me that they hand make their ice cream.
Yes, we've actually. I want to say maybe my work has hired them to come out before,
Yeah,
but I've also seen them at like truck food truck rodeos here in
yeah,
Florence.
yep. They had. I took a picture of it. It was like 14 different flavors of ice cream and several flavors of like what is that, Italian ice or something like
Yes.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had just different stuff, and it was all like handmade, and it's all delicious. I didn't hear anybody complaining. Everybody was like, really good.
A free ice cream.
Uh,
Nobody's going to complain about free ice cream.
I've been on this diet of like cutting out sugar, and then I was like, "Oh, ice cream!" And I could hear my inner voice, telling me, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Shut up! This is day
It's
6.
free.
You're gonna eat it.
It's free.
It's free ice cream. Eat it." Yeah,
Free ice cream has no calories.
yeah. I tried to balance it out with a diet Pepsi later, so I was like, "There
But
you
now
go."
it was fun. I think it's great that your work does that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of places to me have gotten away from that. I don't know if COVID kind of put a stop on that for a little while, and then people have either enjoyed the fact of not spending that money or have just been lazy and not gotten back into the planning mode.
Yeah,
My company is the same, has is guilty of that. I don't think we've had but maybe two family days since COVID.
yeah.
And it just so happened that one, the weather was not really great, and they had rented a bunch of carnival rides, really expensive carnival rides. And I think they wound up maybe looking at it as the fact that they had spent way more money than people actually came out to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it seems like they've either scaled back or not done it at all.
Well, to me, all of it's driven by upper management. If you don't start at the top and promote this kind of stuff, then the people at the bottom, the people that you want to help and provide these things for, don't really get involved because they don't see any involvement from their management team. And you know, I've seen a little bit of both, and it definitely helps whenever you have people that are more involved.
When your
And
leaders lead.
yes, and they're talking about it all the time, and they're hyping people up, and they're inviting people, and they're just getting into it, and then they show up as well and be part of it as well with you. um it's one thing for a group to set thing up and then not even show up, and then you're like, well, why? The question why has to be answered more often, I think. Especially with companies right now trying to retain quality employees, the question why should be given a lot, and upper management needs to be open to listen to why that is.
I agree
That's the only way
100%.
that you keep retaining quality employees. I mean, really, because nowadays, I mean, a lot of people offer things that are not given everywhere. And so, there's always the options of going, what could I do differently?
Yes.
You don't want them to have a bad day and then go, here's my parachute. I'm getting out now. No, you want them to stick around for the stuff. You want them to stick around through all of it. And that's kind of the point of it. So,
Well, I mean, like I say, my company's not done that in a couple of years, but, and this is not something that I mean, this is something that I've talked about openly. I, I have some disappointment in my leadership right now, and I've questioned that at work.
how
And
dare you?
I know, right? Because yeah, they will put baby in a corner, because that's exactly what I'm experiencing right now.
Well, at least didn't have to make your own desk. So there's that.
Yeah, I did get the opportunity to tour your facility some yesterday. That was actually very interesting. You've been there almost 18 years. You're
Yep.
coming up on 18 years. And I've been there before, but I don't know that I'd ever been inside the building before.
Right. I've not. Well, it's usually not open to everybody. This is the one time a year where they open it up for
And see, I
families to
think
kind
that's
of see.
fantastic. I want to say that even the company that I work for, when they used to do their big family days, they across the street at the steel mill, which is a very very large facility
Mhm.
that employs a lot of people, they would actually do tours for the families.
Yeah,
But they don't, somewhere down along the line, and I don't know if it was a liability thing, but
maybe.
or just maybe the participation had dropped so low.
Well, also, like if I was doing the rodeo portion in the back, you could have come back there and watched me do it.
Yeah.
They have like a staging area that's tented, and they had things with bottles of water and chairs for people to sit in and stuff like that. If they wanted to watch their family member compete, they could cheer them on.
But yeah, I thought that was like I say, your industry is a little different
Yeah.
with than mine, because mine is a lot more dangerous as far as the going into the plant, the mill. But still, I just think that would be awesome if we could figure out how to do something like that, even if none of the machines were running, and we could bring our families on a tour.
Maybe we should do that here for the Stuff I Heard podcast. Maybe we should invite all of our staff to tour our facilities and see our. Oh wait, it's just you and
I
me.
was going to say, your staff, you're looking at your
I'm
staff.
trying to give the audience a
Let me
sense of.
rephrase that. I'm looking at my staff.
We got
I
some
am
work to do.
I am the producer. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd like to give the people a sense that we have like a full staff behind the scenes of
we
editors
we do not.
and advertisers and all that fun stuff.
We got none of the above.
None of the above. Nope, nope. It's just a two-man circus, and we're short a man once in a while.
Exactly.
Oh goodness. Okay, so anyway, pivoting back on track. I do want to talk about a local company that I actually have some experience with now. Um, we were hanging out with some friends, and you mentioned to me, "Hey, you should make your bumpers on your Jeep look like his." And I looked over at Mike, and I was like, "Well, what did you do?" And he was like, "I got them powder coated." So I mentioned it to you, and you were like, "Why don't you do that?" And I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about getting my bumpers powder coated. I had bought my Jeep secondhand about close to a year ago, and they looked rough because they had some rust spots underneath and whatnot. And we mentioned it to our friend Bobby, and Bobby was like, "Hey, I use this company out in Lamar. It's called Barn of All Trades." And I called the guy up, talked to him on the phone. He was like, "Oh yeah, come on in." He actually quoted me a price before he ever saw the bumpers. He was just like, "Yeah, I can do it for that much." And I'm like, "Okay." I Danny helped me take the bumpers off the Jeep. I took it up there, and about a week later, he calls me up and says, "Hey, they're done." Now, the little facility that he's in is in Latta, South Carolina. It's right off of exit 131 on I-20. And his wife owns a business next to it where they do dog grooming and they do haircuts for like this like a boutique kind of thing.
Okay, you lost me.
They got a little bit of everything out
We
there.
went from Lamar to Latta.
Lamar, what's the area? What's exit 131 on 20? What is that? That's Lamar,
Yeah, that's not
not
Latta.
Latta. Lamar
Latta's in the opposite direction.
in Lamar.
Okay, there we go.
I should know that. That's my oldest son's middle name.
As the
Lamar.
producer,
Got to get me on track.
as a producer, I can question those
You
things.
should get the editor to fix that
Yeah,
in post.
actually, it's Lamar.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. People, hey, we'll fix it in post, and then they never do. But also, like, it's kind of funny because there's no editor. But yeah, Lamar. Okay, Lamar, South Carolina, barn of all trades. You can actually find them on the Googles. They actually have a really good website as well. When you click on the link on Google Maps, it takes you right to their page. There's lots of photos of the things they do. They do metal fabrication, iron gates, powder coating for different things. They do custom metal work and all kinds of stuff. And I talked to the guy and I was like, "Man, you got quite an operation here." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You'd be surprised. We actually deliver around the world." And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Oh yeah." When you pull up, it looks like just a little operation on the side of the road with a few buildings set up for different types of businesses. But then right past where you pull in, there's a whole shipping and receiving area that takes them back to the back side of the property where there's loading docks and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, this is something else, man. And yeah, did great work. The bumpers came out looking nice. I actually went and picked them up on Monday of this week. We've been kind of fighting the rain a little bit this week, but yeah, I went and picked them up, took them over to Danny's, and we, uh, in a way, slapped them on. Is that what you're supposed to say? Slapped them on?
Well, you installed them.
Installed them? Installed. That sounds like me.
I'm
Installed.
looking at their website. They do have some nice stuff.
I'm telling you, they got like a showroom of some stuff that they
Oh,
do,
really?
and they do it in a bunch of different
Ooh, look at
colors.
those dragonflies. It's
Mm,
just cool stuff.
it is cool stuff. Yeah, check them out online. Barn of All Trades. I highly recommend it. Real nice people own a place. Real easy to talk to and deal with. Even if they don't answer the phone when you call, leave a message. They'll call you back. That was my case. They didn't have anybody up front. Um, they were just kind of returning calls as needed, and also they had a help wanted sign. And I asked, and he's like, "Yeah, we need somebody up front. We had somebody, and they went on to do something else." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But again, super nice company, did great work. I got the bumpers back, was able to put them on the Jeep. They look awesome. And now I'm styling and profiling like Mike.
They do look good. They
Yeah,
they look good. Coming up, we've got some things coming up. Actually,
we do.
yeah, we do. We're actually thinking about going on a trip to Texas
Oh,
with some friends.
oh,
I think it's somewhere in between Austin, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas. I've never been to that area. I have been to Houston and I've been to Dallas. Never been to either one or the other. I think we're looking at the Fredericksburg, Texas area for some wineries. We're talking about doing a trip out there with some friends, but that could be coming up very soon.
mm. Yeah, you just sprung that on me
Yeah,
the other night with conflicting dates. I had to get you straight.
I know. We've just got a busy schedule going on.
Yeah, yeah. Next weekend we got plans.
Next weekend we've got plans.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, we do.
that's the wrong weekend.
It's Danny's birthday.
Well, yeah, but we're not going out of town.
We actually have lots and lots of birthdays this
We're not
month.
going out of town until the 16th.
Happy birthday, Cindy. Today's Cindy's
Yeah, today's my
birthday.
sister's birthday.
Yep, our grandson's birthday's tomorrow.
Yes.
We got tons of birthdays. My papa's birthday is the 7th. Greg's birthday is Friday. Danny's birthday is a Saturday. All the Josh's birthdays are this month, and Rodney's, and Charles's, and my sister, and yeah,
Yep.
there's like I don't know, 20 or 30 birthdays this month that we
Sounds like we're going to
celebrate.
be partying all month
Yeah, partying.
in addition to working.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if it cools off, we'll be down to party.
Yeah.
It stays like this. This is kind of nice. Um, so
We did
yeah.
not eat anywhere locally this week.
Well, I mean, technically we ate at the ball field.
Yes, technically we ate at the ball field.
I mean, that's not really eating out.
No, it's not.
Yeah. And it's just been hot. I mean, with me working these extra days, I made a comment to you. I was like, can we just do nothing one day, please?
Yes.
And today's that day. Today's the day we're doing nothing. I'm doing nothing. Except this.
But other than that, it's all been good.
Yeah. I have watched something on TV.
What'd you watch?
Can I tell you about it?
Sure. What'd
You're
you watch?
you're gonna hate it.
Oh.
It's animated. It's a cartoon.
Oh, that's when I walked through the house and saw you watching. What was it? I thought it was The
I don't
Lion
know.
King.
Oh, because there was animals.
Well, because there was hyenas and a lion.
Yeah, okay.
I said, "Are you watching The Lion King?" And you were like, "No."
No, no. A guy at work, Jason Weatherford, he and I go back and forth on recommending shows, and he'll make a comment. Have you watched this show? And I'm like, no, but I will. What's it about? And he'll tell me about it. I'm like, okay. And then I'll mention the show, and he'll watch it. And he mentioned this to me. It's called Primal. It was originally on the Cartoon Network, and they have a late night thing that they do called Adult Swim, where it's like a little more gory type content. And this is like a caveman. It's centered around a caveman who gets his family eaten by dinosaurs. Dun dun dun. And then on his revenge, he actually befriends another dinosaur who also gets her babies eaten. Dun dun dun. And then they become somewhat of a like pair. They like fight for each other and help each other. And like every episode is them like nonstop battling. And honestly, you don't hear anybody talk for a long time because all he does is like he does like the caveman, what was that?
I have no
Did you just
idea.
look at I said some stuff there in caveman. I don't know if you know that.
I don't speak
That's the
caveman.
exact term that he used. So anyway, um, it satisfies some weird Neanderthal part of my brain that's like, oh, I like this.
Okay.
Because the dinosaur in a way sort of becomes like his best buddy, and also they kind of need each other at times. But also like the stuff they go through is really incredible. The story takes this tremendous arch where suddenly they come across another human, and she's being chased by other humans, and he saves her, sort of. And then they go, she gets kidnapped and taken out to the sea. And so he and the dinosaur get on the boat that they create, and they end up in the ocean, and they almost get eaten by a megalodon. And it's this whole thing. Then they get captured once a storm makes them crash onto the shores of what looks like Scotland, because there's these tribal Scotland people. And then these Vikings come and get them, and then there's a whole fight, and it's just there's a reason that certain things are cartoons, because you can't really make a budget and actually show this stuff as like a TV show with like people and real dinosaurs. I mean, there's no real dinosaurs, but I'm just saying, as an animated show, I was entertained. But there's lots of like cartoonish gore and blood and guts, and yeah, if you've got a young boy out there who's really wanting to see some crazy stuff with a dude and a dinosaur and cavemen and blood and guts and all kinds of fun stuff,
Okay.
watch Primal.
I
I
think
liked
I'll
it.
skip it.
I liked it. I thought it was great. And I actually looked them up online. They're creating a season 3 for 2026.
Okay. Yay.
They're short episodes. It's like 20 minutes long without commercials. So shout out to Josh Treadaway for the hookup with a fire stick. No commercials. I like it. So anyway, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
I feel like I've done a lot. I feel like this week has just sucked everything out of me.
Well, like we said, we've been working a lot and the heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we go a lot on the weekends.
Well,
So,
but also we've gone so hard that I mean, we've turned into people that don't take naps. And this weekend, you and I both have taken a nap.
yes.
Just wiped out. And hopefully this is like the beginning of a new trend with the weather changing the way it is. Maybe this next week we'll be right back on the horse and in full swing again, hitting the ground running.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. You got anything to promote?
No, I think I'm good.
If you're in Florence or the Florence area, go check out the Florence Flamingos. It's a local baseball team. They just had their last game of the season, but you can check them out next season. Also, if you are in curiosity's sake of checking out anything from Barn of All Trades. Look them up online. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what they offer. And the people are really nice people. They do good work. Tell them you heard it from here, from Josh Peak on the Stuff I Heard podcast, and they'll be like, "Oh, cool! I have no idea what that is." But I told the guy I would talk about him, so I just wanted to kind of share the love out there. So y'all take care. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, share this with your friends, and as always, cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.